Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. Today, our special guest, JP Leblanc. JP, I've known you since you were a wee little child, and I've known your father even longer than that. And why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to talk about this new dream that you're pursuing.
Well, yeah, we known each other for a while, and I'm a blues artist, blues musician, guitar player, as you can see from Bathurst, New Brunswick. I've been playing guitar since I was 12. I'm 36 now, and one of the first blues shows that I did, I think you were there. First official blues show was Carleton, Quebec, at the Maximum Blues. And we had two shows there. That's 20 years ago. And from that point on, I've been playing in a lot of blues festivals, a lot of music festivals across the country, and even in Europe. Went to had 3 or 4 tours in Europe and across Canada. So I've been doing that for, like I say, it was 20 years ago. But I did take a little pause in the music to start a family and work in finance, but I decided to go right back at it.
So
That's mine.
let's talk about this right back at it. And so you're right. You took a pause. You went into the corporate world a little bit. Then we had a small little thing like a pandemic hit, and people
Yeah.
went into confinement and locked up in their homes for a while, and so you decided at that point in time, while you were sitting at home contemplating what to do, to launch, well, not really a new career, but launch back into a career that you had started when you were younger, and
Mhm.
at the same time pursue a big dream that you've got. So let's hear that story.
Well, like you said, something happened in March of 2020. Not sure what it was, a little bug or something like that. We were leaving to go to Punta Cana. Everything was packed. I think we were leaving either like a Monday or Tuesday, and that Friday, the 13th, I remember it. We were leaving that morning. We were all packed up to go, and then that Friday afternoon, everything was canceled. But I had taken my my vacation time, so I figured, if it's the end of the world, I might as well take some time off and enjoy myself. But during that week, I just could not help myself to write music, play, and it was a feeling I never had before. Even when I did music professionally, it wasn't as strong as this. Before, music was okay, a part of my life, but it wasn't all of it. I had other hobbies, and my dad was a big influence on me. So when we were touring, I mean, it was just okay, let's have some fun and play music. But this time it just overpowered me. I just figured, okay, no, I have to do this.
Well, and that's you're absolutely right. I remember you growing up in the music scene, and even you talked about being at the blues festival in Maximum Blues, but you had been up on stage many times before that, because I remember being with your father in a band, and he'd be up there on stage, and next thing you know, you're up next to him and playing and stuff. So you've been around quite a bit before that. But you're right. It was you and your dad, and doing a lot of family things and stuff at the same time. But you're still a kid, and so you've kind of grown up into a young man, gone out in the corporate world, and now see things in a different way. And here you are, launching this new career. So let me ask you a question that we didn't even talk about prior to this interview. But how do you see the living here and being from here helping you out to be able to launch this platform?
It's an excellent question. I had that question asked of me a couple of times in the past when I was playing music. When I say about like playing music professionally, that was around from 2001 to probably 2008, 2009. And what I noticed was a lot of professional musicians were in the big cities, like Montreal, Toronto, and because all the big venues were there, the people in the industry. But what I noticed, there's a lot of competition there as well for musicians.
Yeah.
So by being in this small area, I just felt that I had a better support system, maybe a stronger fan base. Because we talked earlier before the interview that in New Brunswick there's a very tight clique, and there's only maybe 2 degrees of separation. So I found that there was a really good support when I did it in French and English as well, on both languages. And it wasn't that far to go to Montreal or Quebec or Halifax, not even a day's drive. So I would always come back here. And it was never an issue, really. I just thought, I thought it was more of an asset more than anything, to be able to come back and reload. And we live in a region where there's a lot of good musicians, so it was easy to find good musicians to play with.
Well, and that's an interesting point, because I've interviewed other musicians before, and they were saying that in our area, the number of musicians is more than any place else. And if you go to a house party, you have to wait in line to take your turn to get in to do your little solo. So people have taken up other instruments than guitars because everybody plays. But for you, it's helped you because the bands that you've had is all local guys from around, and you've got some pretty good musicians that have played with you over the years.
Yep. Yeah, and like you said earlier, I mean, I started playing in bars really at 12, 13. That's when I really got started, but I didn't have a band. It was just me going with other musicians that were more established. I'm thinking of like Joe Murphy in Halifax, that we used to go maybe once or twice a year at that bar too. And I learned a lot from Joe. That's really where I discovered my sound. He taught me a lot about the different tones from the instrument, the approach, and the music to listen to musicians. But yeah, my first band was at 16, and they were all local guys. And even after that, when I did, tours, professional tours, I really try to keep it local for a different reason, just because logistically it was easier. I had more fun with my friends, being around here. And that's kind of the reason too, where when I kind of left the music scene. Our last tour was 2.5 months, and it was like Europe, across Canada, and it wasn't with local guys. And I really had a hard time. I'm a homebody person, and we talked about the area, and I missed it so much. It's almost like you have to leave to realize how cool of a spot that we have. Wow. And that's kind of the reason too. When I came back, I was like, I need to come back to Bathurst and settle with my family here.
That's an interesting comment to make, because I'm the same way too. You get to leave, you go outside, and then you realize what you're missing, and then you want to come back. So the support is here. So one of the things that we've talked about the music that you're playing. So how can people check you out? How can they hear what your music's all about? And you do have a couple of things going on. So how can they connect with you?
Well, the easiest way to connect and to check out any of my music or what's going on as far as like events or shows, I don't have a website yet. And there's a couple of reasons for that. I just find that for me, Facebook was the easiest platform to do live shows. So I'm doing Facebook Lives every Monday at 7:30, and it's called a Monday Blues. And the reason I call it the Monday Blues is when I first started, I was playing exclusively in English, but I'm, French Acadian. I speak both languages. I sing in both languages. And what I discovered was a lot of people were listening from France and Quebec. Actually, a lot of them were. So I wanted to reach as much people as possible. So I switched from French and English. And so I figured Les Monday Blues would be a bilingual way to be more inclusive. So I'm doing that, and all the events, like I have the show at the Bathurst Marina this Saturday. I have the Acadian Festival in Caracat on the 15th of August, 7th, excuse me. And then 15th of August is in Shippagan. So right now I just post all the shows and the events upcoming on my Facebook page.
Okay. And I believe you have another album that's either out or coming out.
Yep. Thanks for I totally forgot because I released a single 2 weeks ago, my first single in 15 years called Mama I'm Tired. And it's released on all the digital platforms to stream: Spotify, Apple Music. So pick the one you want or the one you're most comfortable with, but it's on there. And I should be releasing another single probably mid-August, and the album should be out end of August, early September.
Okay, so we're going to look forward to hearing all of that stuff. Look forward to I'll see you on Saturday night down at the marina. Another opportunity, and show starts 8 or 9 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah, 8 o'clock show starts.
Okay, yep. And can you buy tickets at the door, or do they buy them online? How does it work?
Good question. I've set up an event. All the tickets are online for now on Eventbrite, so you can pre-order there. And we will have tickets at the door, but it's more expensive. So I encourage you to buy them online. And the thing is, too, it's just easier for us to control with the COVID restriction. At least if you buy online, I have all the list of attendees. Yes. We're still going to take the list at the door, but it's just easier, I guess. Yeah.
Well, JP, listen, I'm glad that you're back at it again and pursuing your dream. That you've added the point that it's so great that you live in this area from here and you haven't decided to move away. That's another bonus point. My hat's off to you for all the music you do. Keep on doing what you do. Keep on pumping out as many tunes as you can. I love the blues, as you know, and I'll be there to support you. And again, thank you very much for being on the show this week.
Appreciate the invite, Bob. See you on Saturday.
There we have another issue of Northern Heat for this week with JP Leblanc. That's going to be playing down at the marina on Saturday night.